Hello, I'm Chris. You're watching Provost Park Pass, and today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about coming to Disneyland for your very first time. What? Okay, so I'm going to tell you all the things you need to know about coming to Disneyland for your very first time. And normally we go and do all these deep dives and all the history and secret reveals of Disneyland. But I had a lot of people were messaging me like, Chris, that's really cool, but I've never been to Disneyland and it's really a little overwhelming. So you can talk about that. And I'm like, absolutely. Now I'm gonna say this for all our viewers out there who've been a long time watchers of Provost Park Pass and are Disney aficionados. If you know something that I don't talk about in this video, put it down in the comments down below. That way when people come down here for the very first time, they have an amazing experience. All right, let's get started. When you come into Disneyland, you're gonna see the train right there, and you can see the little mound of flowers right there. You can go either to the right or to the left. And we wanna go to the left. I'm gonna show you exactly why. Your very first time, you're gonna walk through this little archway for your very first time. You wanna read that sign. Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and Fantasyland, and then walk right in through. But the reason you wanna go to the left is because right over here is City Hall, and there's something special you can get for your first visit. This is Main Street, and right off the left-hand side here is the Disneyland City Hall. Right here, usually right outside here, they have a little cart. You get a little button here, and the button will say like first visit or celebrating, and you want to come and get your first visit button. Now here's a little tip for you. If there's a long line to get the buttons, not a problem. You can go to any store, that's right, any store, and go up to the cashier and tell them it's your first visit, and they're underneath the counter there, and they'll give you the button for free saying first visit. And they'll put your name on it, and let me say like 2002 or whatever year it is you're watching this video, and you'll get that little souvenir. All right. Continuing on. Now, people often ask, can you bring food to Disneyland? Absolutely, you can bring food. You can even bring coolers, as long as the coolers are small coolers that can fit within inside a stroller. These are things you cannot bring. You cannot bring glass bottles, like a bottle of wine or any type of alcohol. You cannot bring that into the park. You can bring in soda cans, that's not a problem, and like sandwiches or whatever you want. A lot of times people are worried about, like people Disney, they think they have to sneak the food in. No, you're welcome to bring your own food in, not a problem at all, which is kind of nice. Okay, so let's talk about some other things you need to know about coming to Disneyland for the first time. The number one thing is this: you need to download the app. The app, you have to have that downloaded, and do it before you get here. Here's another little tip. When on the app, you can go ahead and put your credit card in and have your credit card already linked to your app. That way, when you get here to Disneyland, you can mobile order food really easy. It's all just boom pow, easy to do right off the app. You can do mobile order and get your food if your credit card's already tied. If you have a gift card, you can also put the gift card on the app and use it as well. And it'll just automatically debit right from the gift card. You can select that when you check out to pay. When you select to pay, you can select the gift card. Does that make sense? So let's talk about some Disney vernacular you're probably not aware of if you've never been to Disneyland. You're gonna hear this term a lot. Rope drop, rope drop, rope drop, rope drop, rope drop, rope drop. What the heck is rope drop? Well, I'll tell you what it is. When you come to Disneyland, they will let you onto Main Street, usually about a half hour before the park opens, and that's very important. And we'll talk about that more in just a moment. They'll let you walk all the way to the end of Main Street, and they don't do this anymore. They used to have a rope here at the end of Main Street, and you'd wait there at the rope, and when it became the opening time, the rope would drop, and then you'd be able to go into the park. You're the first ones into the park. So people all the time say, you gotta be there for rope drop. What it means is you wanna be inside the park when it opens. This is something that a lot of people who come to Disneyland for the first time, they miss out. There's a golden time at Disneyland. It's the first 60 to 70 minutes the park is open. That's when you're gonna get on a ton of attractions. But in order to do that, you need to be here an hour before the park opens a lot. A lot of times people don't realize that. So they look at the calendar like, oh, Disneyland opens at 8, so I will arrive at 8 o'clock. But what happens is you have to go through security, you gotta park, you gotta walk here. So if you get here at 8, by the time you get into the park, it's gonna be 8:45 or close to 9 o'clock, and you've lost that hour. That's what most people miss, that hour. That first hour is where you can get a ton of rides in if that's important to you. So when people say be here for rope drop, what that really means is you need to be to the park an hour before the opening time. If the park opens at 8, try to be here about 7:15 or 7 in the morning to get through security. Then once there's security, then you get into the line to get into the park. Then you'll come down Main Street, and then you'll wait there Main Street. And then at 8 o'clock when the rope drops, they'll let you in. You'll be able to go in and go ride on most attractions that you want to ride. Now I'm going to talk about that, what types of attractions you want to ride first. Let's say you have little ones with you. So the little ones are mostly going to be interested in the attractions that are in Fantasyland. And those attractions get to be a really long line. So I'm going to show you the order that you should do them in if you're here at rope drop and come straight to Fantasyland. as you walk through the castle here, I'm going to show you the order of all the attractions that you want to do. Now this is, again, if you have little ones who want to do Fantasyland attractions. If you don't have little ones or you're not interested in Fantasyland, you can skip ahead and we'll talk about other attractions you can do first besides Fantasyland in just a few moments. First attraction you want to do is you want to hit Peter Pan right here. Peter Pan is notorious for having the longest line in all of Fantasyland. A lot of times people get here early in the morning and they'll see it's like a 20-minute wait. They're like, I don't want to wait. That's a short line for Peter Pan. Don't worry about it. You want to get it through. Because during the day, it can get up to be almost like an hour. So Peter Pan's there. That's the first attraction you want to do at Fantasyland. Now, right across the way, there's Snow White and Pinocchio. When you're done with Peter Pan, a lot of times people will jump right over to Snow White and Pinocchio. Don't do that because those lines aren't very long. The next attraction you want to do after Peter Pan is Alice in Wonderland. I know people are like, but the rides are right there. This is the order you're going to want to do to get the most rides in. So you're going to go to Peter Pan first, and then you're going to go right around the corner, and you're going to go to Alice in Wonderland. That's another line that gets kind of long, so you want to get those right off the bat. Now right behind me, this is the line for Alice in Wonderland. It's in the afternoon right now, so it's quite long. So this will be the second attraction that you come and do. So now you just got done with Alice in Wonderland, and now you're going to walk over to Dumbo. Now there's a ride over here called Storybook Land. You're going to skip that one and not do that one probably with little ones because they won't find it as that really entertaining. But if you have older ones, it's kind of fun. You're going to go right here to Dumbo because this line does get kind of long as well. Right now we're in the afternoon, so you can see it's like a 40-minute wait. If you come in the morning though, on the third ride, it'll probably be about a 15 or 20-minute wait, which is not bad for Dumbo. Almost every one of these attractions that I'm showing you, I've done a secrets revealed video, and I'll try to put them down in the description. You can click on those and learn a little bit about those attractions if you want to. All right, now you just got done riding Dumbo. Where are you gonna go to next? Casey Jr.'s train, which is right next door to it. You're gonna leave from Dumbo and go right there to Casey Jr.'s train right there. Casey Jr.'s is a very fun attraction for little ones. They get to be in an animal car or a monkey car. They gotta ride around. It's very fun, and most children love that ride. Now, when you're done with Casey Jr. train, now you're gonna head over to Snow White's Enchanted Wish right there next to Pinocchio. I know that what's gonna happen is a lot of you are gonna walk by and see that there's gonna be hardly any line for Pinocchio, and you'll be very tempted to jump in it. Don't. Pinocchio never has a long line, so don't waste your morning hour on Pinocchio. Right over here, you have Snow White's Enchanted Wish. You're gonna come do Snow White's, hey! You're gonna come do Snow White's Enchanted Wish and get on that ride. And then once you're done with that ride, then you're gonna go do Pinocchio. That's just the order. Also, be aware that sometimes Pinocchio is scary for a lot of kids because a monster of the well is gonna come up towards the end and try to swallow you. For some children, that can be a little frightening, so be aware of that. It doesn't usually have a very long line. If you want to skip Pinocchio, you can. Then, right behind you, you have King Arthur's Carousel. This you can do any time of the day, and it's never too long a line, not more than 15 or 20 minutes usually. Okay, so welcome for those of you who skipped the Fantasyland section. Let's just say you don't have children that are interested in going to Fantasyland, or you're not interested in going to Fantasyland, so you're like, I don't want to do that first. So then what do we do? Not a problem. Let's talk about that now. You're going to have a choice. You can either go right, which goes to Tomorrowland, or you go left to Frontierland or Adventureland. Most people go to the right. This is what I'm going to suggest. Go left. Now, if Space Mountain is the thing that you want to do, that's the thing you want to do very most, then obviously go right and go right Space Mountain right at the very beginning, because the line will get kind of long with that. But the problem with that is there's nothing really else over there that you want to do by Space Mountain. You got Buzz Lightyear and Star Tours and the Matterhorn. So you'll use your whole first morning hour on maybe those attractions, and that's it. That's why you want to go left, because you're going to hit all these big attractions if you go left. You're going to go left and you go right into Adventureland. Walk right here into Adventureland. Got a nice little sun flare on there. I like it though. You're going to come right into here to Adventureland, and of course it's going to be a temptation because you're going to want to jump right there. You're going to want to jump on Jungle Cruise, but you're going to skip it. You're going to go over to the next attraction to Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. That's going to be your first attraction if you come left. Indiana Jones is right there. Now, if you don't want to do that right off the bat, you don't have to. It's usually about a 60-minute wait, but you'll get there right in the morning. You'll probably get in about 15 minutes. And then once you leave, you're gonna go right over this way, and we're gonna walk past a whole bunch of attractions. Okay, so now you're gonna walk down here, and you're gonna walk all the way down to Splash Mountain. You're gonna walk past Pirates Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion, and it's gonna be a temptation because you wanna jump in those lines because they're gonna be really short. But don't worry, they'll still be short by the time you get back. So you're gonna walk all the way past them and go all the way down to Critter Country, where you're gonna go down, and the first attraction you're gonna do down there is gonna be Splash Mountain. And then we're gonna hit them all the way coming back. Oof, yes. Now, while we have just a moment to talk about this, let me just talk to the adults who are watching this video. Coming to Disneyland for the first time, you probably wanna bring a little bit of Advil. Because, you know, your feet sometimes get a little tired or sore. The children are like, what are you talking about? Don't worry, children, you're great. But as an adult, sometimes I have Advil in my backpack after a long day. Your feet are tired, or maybe you get a little bit of a headache. So you have the Advil with you. You can buy that here, but it's expensive. So I try to bring a little bottle of that. The other thing is water. Water. You have to be drinking water the entire time. A lot of times people get dehydrated. They're just drinking soda, whatever. They don't drink a lot of water. You do not want to do that. You want to hydrate and drink as much water as you can throughout the day. Make sure everybody in your family is drinking water because you are going to be walking a lot. Now, speaking of walking, you're going to want to have comfortable shoes. Now, here's the thing. A lot of us will put an outfit together and then we'll get this perfect pair of shoes because it just completes it. It really ties the outfit together. But the shoes aren't that comfortable. And a lot of times people think, well, I can deal with it. You cannot deal with it. Don't worry about the shoes. Wear comfortable walking shoes. Your feet will thank you. I promise you that. Okay, so Splash Mountain's right behind me. They're refurbishing right now, but when you come on your vacation, it'll be open and going. You want to come here first if you don't mind getting a little bit wet, and you will get wet on this ride. So sometimes people want to bring in another change of socks or even some shoes or whatever. If it's a cold month, you're here during the wintertime, you can skip Splash Mountain. But when you get down here first thing in the morning, it'll be about a 5-minute wait. If you're coming during the summertime when it's hot, during the day, it's going to be up to an hour and a half or even longer to ride this particular attraction because people want to ride it to cool down. Now, you've ridden Splash Mountain. Where do you go next? Boom, back to Haunted Mansion. And the thing is right at the exit of Splash Mountain, you're gonna see Winnie the Pooh, and you're gonna think, oh, should I do Winnie the Pooh? Don't. You can do Winnie the Pooh anytime. The secret about Winnie the Pooh is you go in the evening. Nobody rides Winnie the Pooh in the evening. Like after dinner time and on, nobody's at Winnie the Pooh. Promise you that. Now we're back into New Orleans, and this is the Haunted Mansion. You're gonna go from Splash, now you're gonna do a Haunted Mansion. It's even if the line kind of looks a little long, don't worry, it's gonna go by very fast. It's an omni mover. They're constantly loading and unloading that ride as fast as you can. Easy. Then, when you get done with Haunted Mansion, then you're gonna go hit Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates. There are some people who say skip Pirates, don't worry about Pirates, but if it's your first time to come to Disney, you've gotta do Pirates. And the reason people say skip it is because no matter how long the line gets for Pirates, they're always loading it pretty fast. So some people don't want to waste that time in the morning, but I think you should start your day off right and get Pirates, particularly since it's your first time at Disney. Okay, so this is Pirates Caribbean. Let's just say you just barely got off Pirates Caribbean. If you've done everything I've kind of suggested, you'll have about 15 or 20 minutes left in that golden morning. And now you're gonna head over to Frontierland and you're gonna get on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Right ahead of me is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and that's where you're gonna head to and go ride Big Thunder. That is a fun roller coaster. And it's a really good roller coaster to introduce people to roller coasters. So if you have little ones, it's fun, it's not too crazy, and the theming is excellent. Hey, if you're thinking about coming down to Disneyland, do it. I'll tell you the best way to get the tickets, to get the best price on tickets, is use our personal travel agents. Getaway today. Call 1-855-GETAWAY and tell them Provost Park Pass to get that sweet discount, or click the link below. They'll do a price guarantee, guaranteeing you get the best price. If for whatever reason the price goes down after you purchase your tickets, they will refund the difference for you without even having to ask. That's just how awesome they are. So if you're thinking about coming down, do that. Okay, so let's say that you're not interested in Fantasyland and you're not interested in doing those classic starting rides. You want Star Wars. You are Star Wars, and you want to do Rise of the Resistance. You've been reading about it, you know all about it, and you want to make sure you hit that first thing because that's what you want to do. Not a problem. I'm going to tell you the best way to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to walk down Main Street. You're going to go left into Adventureland. There are 3 entrances into Batuu, Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars Land, whichever one you want to call it. 3 different entrances. You want to go to the entrance that's closest to Rise of the Resistance. And that's going to go through Adventureland. Then you come down and you go left right past Pirates Caribbean. Almost like you're going to Splash Mountain. If Star Wars is a thing, that's what you want to do first. There are 2 attractions to ride in Galaxy's Edge. There's Smuggler's Run and there's also Rise of the Resistance. You will want to go to Rise of the Resistance first. Absolutely. Now be aware of this though. If you go do Rise of the Resistance first, it's going to take anywhere from 30 minutes at the fastest to maybe 45 minutes. So it's going to kind of gobble up a lot of that time in the morning, but it doesn't matter. If that's what you want to do, this is how you do it then. You're going to come left, you're going to walk past all the attractions. You're going to go past Pirates, Jungle, Indy, Haunted Mansion. You go past them all, And right after you pass Haunted Mansion, you see the Hungry Bear restaurant. At the Hungry Bear restaurant, you are going to turn right and walk down into Galaxy's Edge. Here we are, we're entering into Critter Country, heading on our way to Galaxy's Edge. And you're gonna see on to the right-hand side is Canoes. And I know you're gonna be pulled, I wanna do Canoes really bad. Canoes doesn't open until 10 in the morning, so don't worry about it. That attraction will be closed. You can always come back to Canoes though. You're gonna walk right through here, and right down there, that's the entrance that we're gonna wanna walk to go to Rise of the Resistance. Now, the reason you want to do Rise first is that line is always going to be longer. It's always going to be longer than Smuggler's Run. And some people are like, well, go to Smuggler's Run first and then go do Rise. Don't do that. You'll be able to get on Smuggler's Run. It's usually about a 35 to maybe a 40-minute wait, an hour on really busy days. Whereas Rise of Resistance, that can be up to a 2-hour wait. So you want to get that one done first. Now, if this is your very first time coming to Disneyland, and maybe this is like a once-in-a-lifetime vacation for you, you might want to consider getting the Genie Plus. It'll allow you to skip a lot of these lines of what they have called Lightning Lane. I have a whole video about that right over here. Okay, so you go ahead and click on that right there. This is something if you want to use for the very first time, like is this a once-in-a-lifetime vacation, then yes, absolutely get it. It'll help you get on a whole bunch of attractions, and then you don't have to worry about what I'm talking about right now. You can go in any order that you really want to. But we are now walking to Rise of the Resistance. Right behind me is Rise of the Resistance. This is the entrance. That's right where you're gonna walk through. Keep in mind, the wait time in this attraction is always going to be long. Right now, it's checked, it's 80 minutes right now, and it's about 4 in the afternoon. So this is kind of peak time right now. It's about 80 minutes. If you come here in the morning, you just gotta plan it's gonna be about 30 minutes because the attraction, getting on the attraction is gonna take some time, and then going through the attraction is about 15 minutes or so. So it's gonna gobble up a lot of that morning time. But then, if that's important to you, then you want to come here and do exactly that. Go left, and come right down here and enter in. Other things to be thinking about is, like if you have little ones, they're gonna get tired. You're gonna wanna have a good stroller. Now here's the thing, you cannot bring wagons. A lot of times people who come by, they have like those wagons and they pull the kids along. They don't allow those in the Disney parks. You'd have to get special permission in order to have one of those wagons. So you have to be kind of aware of that. If that's what you're planning on bringing is a wagon and cooler, that's not gonna work. You need a stroller. So, think about that. You want a good stroller, maybe one that kind of can recline a little bit. If you have little ones that need to take a nap, or if they sleep sitting up, that's perfectly fine. They will get tired. So, one thing that I would suggest is if you are coming from out of town, it's your first time to Disneyland, you're gonna wanna stay at a good neighbor hotel, someplace close by, because that way during the day, if it gets too hot or whatever, you can go take a nap or let the kids kind of swim, get some of that energy out. Mom and dad can relax and just have a nice little time. If you wanna do that, put down a link down below. Getaway Today, they have packages for the best prices at Disneyland. And you can go ahead and click on that. You'll get the best prices you can on Disneyland hotels and on tickets. Now we need to talk about reservations and what does that mean for you and your family. It's not like the olden days where you just would buy your tickets and come show up at Disneyland and good to go. You have to have a reservation. Still to this day, you have to have a reservation. So this is what you're gonna wanna do. You know I spoke about like Getaway Today? You wanna buy your tickets. You're gonna say you buy your tickets. I'm just gonna assume you bought them through Getaway Today. You buy your tickets to them. Once you bought the tickets, they're gonna send you an email with your reservation, with your ticket numbers. You're gonna take those tickets and you're gonna link them to your app. That way they're on the app. Then on the app, you'll be able to go in and make reservations. Now, if you bought paper tickets, when called paper tickets, like a 5-day pass, you'll pretty much be able to get any reservation you want. It's really easy. I'm assuming you don't have a magic key because it's your first time coming, which is a little bit a whole another issue, but it's your first time coming, you have this paper ticket, you're gonna log on to the app after it's linked, and you're gonna go through and you're gonna make reservations. Be aware of this though. You have to choose which park you wanna start at for that day, either Disneyland or Disney California Adventure. Since it's your first time coming to Disney, I would suggest Disneyland. But you can also purchase what's called a park hopper. If you purchase park hopper tickets after 1 o'clock, you can go to the other park, and the other park is very close. You can walk to it. I mean, it's literally like a baseball throw away. It's not that far away. It's easy to walk to. If you don't buy the park hopper tickets, that's okay. It'll save you a little bit of money, but then you have to stay at that particular park the entire day. You can't park hop back and forth. Right behind me is the entrance to Disneyland, and then right over here, this is the entrance to Disney California Adventure. That's how close it is. So if you have a park hopper pass, you can go back and forth after 1 o'clock as much as you want. You go back and forth, bing, 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 back from here to there, back to there, back to there after 1 o'clock. If you have a park hopper pass. If you don't have a park hopper pass, then you need to stay at the park you started in for the entire day. I mean, well, you can leave and go to the hotel and take naps, then go back to that same park. When you come to Disneyland for the very first time, generally you are considered what's like ride-centric or attraction-centric. That means you're just trying to get as many attractions or rides as you can in a day, which is really a lot of fun to do. But be aware, there's a lot of other activities and things to do with your family and friends. There are parades, there are fireworks, there are shows, and there are great foods to go ahead and sample. So don't worry about just getting all the attractions. Don't forget about the shows and entertainment. You can look on the app and it'll tell you when the parades are going to be, or sometimes they call them cavalcades, and also the fireworks. I would highly recommend waiting for the fireworks show. If it's your first time watching the fireworks show, you want to be on Main Street, right in the middle of Main Street, because they'll have projections on both sides of the buildings. You'll be able to watch the fireworks go right up over the castle. Whew, it's so fun. I envy you for seeing that fireworks show for the first time. It's so awesome. Another little tip is you're going to want to bring a portable charging device, some way to charge your phone. If you forget that, don't worry, you can buy one here. It's $30 though, but it's $30 lifetime. What that means is that you keep just swapping the charger out over and over and over for the whole time, forever. I bought one for $30 and I've had it for now 4 years. It just keeps swapping out. But you can bring your own charger that way to charge your phone, because you're using your app all the time here and your phone will drain. Okay, here's another thing, is what's called single rider. There are some attractions that you get there and those will have what's called single rider. That means that you're just gonna go ride it by yourself. Now a lot of times families will just all get the single rider line. That means that you're probably not gonna ride the same car with some of your family member. You might ride in the car and they might have to wait a few cars. Do not get a single rider line expecting to ride together. That's not going to happen. But it can save time if you don't mind riding by yourself. But I'm gonna say this, if it's your first time at Disney, stay together and enjoy all those experiences and then make all those memories and magical memories together. All right, let's say you have a little one. We gotta talk about souvenirs, balloons. Balloons are awesome. It's one of Miles' favorite things. He always wants to get a balloon. If you are gonna get a balloon, kind of get it towards the end of the day. I'll tell you why, because it's hard on some attractions. You can't hold them and whatever. So get those towards the end of the day. All right, let's talk food real quickly. You want to come here and have some really good meals and eat. Now the food, it can be expensive. Whoa, I just about tripped on the little, that got me, guys, it got me, it just totally got me. Food. You want to have a nice meal here, at least one of them if you want to. You would want to make use a mobile ordering, or you even do dining reservations. Some of these restaurants here have dining reservations, and you make those reservations up to 60 days in advance of your trip. So if you're coming down here, you want to eat at one of those nicer restaurants, you can make a park reservation. If you're not interested in that, then don't worry about it. Just whatever it is, whatever. I would like to give you some Provost Park Pass recommendations though. These are things you should do when you come to the park that a lot of people probably won't even mention if you watch other vlogs or other blog articles. You need to do the Disneyland Railroad train. That is a classic, and Walt was very involved in that. If you have little ones, you need to take them out to the Pirate's Lair, or also known as Tom Sawyer Island, and let them run around. They will absolutely love that. Those would be my recommendations for you for something you absolutely have to do that often gets overlooked. Another fun thing to do is character meet and greets. You see them right up there. Now right now they don't let you get very close to characters, but that's okay. You come over here and you can talk to them, wave to them, and get a photo with them and let them know that you care for them and say hi. They love the interactions. It's fun to do. And it's also a good memory you have later on when you see them, when your child or family members start growing up. You're like, oh my gosh, remember we were with Mickey? Here's the thing about Disney. It's brought me so much joy over the years. I thoroughly enjoy it. And I want you guys to be able to enjoy this too as well. I just want you guys to have a good time. It's really important to me that you guys have fun here when you come to Disney. And I mean, I think all Disney fans feel that way. If I didn't put something down in the comments down below, and you know some good secrets for some people coming for the first time, put it down in the comments down below so that way they can have this great experience. Also, be aware of this. You are not going to get to do everything on one trip. There's no way. Don't worry about that. Sometimes people are like, I gotta get everything done. You can't. That's the beauty of Disney, is that you're gonna have to come back and do it again.